Hey YouTube family, it is I, Diaperperv, and it's been a while since I've done a completely solo video. We're gonna get cozy, we're gonna get intimate. I like doing the solo videos because there's no other feedback. It's just me talking about my thoughts, answering your questions. We're going to talk about my top 10 favorite ABDL moments of the decade. And it has been 1 decade, 10 years since I have been in the ABDL community, I guess, even though I've had these interests for much longer, and I have participated in some form or fashion for like a decade prior to this, but I didn't consider myself in the community until I started interacting with other people. So in 2015 I started doing professional babysitting sessions. So that is when I count, when I first stepped into the community in a wider range. These are not in any type of order. It was really hard to pin down 10 of my favorite moments because I've had so many amazing memories and interactions with so many different people, and I wanted it to be a good array of different things. So I just started writing down my favorite moments, and this is what I came up with. We're gonna get the Halloween ones out of the way first. Oh, there's so many good Halloween memories. The first one is, it was diaper change happy hour at Capcon 2019. And this was the day when it coincided with the trick-or-treating. And I had already announced my diaper change happy hour times, and then they announced the trick-or-treating times, and I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? So I asked Red August, Little Red Bottom, to do the diaper changes in lieu of me, because since it was trick-or-treating, I had to participate and I had to pass out candy in my room. And this was in the old hotel when there was still like a bedroom and then like a living room area in each room. They were still the suites. So I had so many people waiting for their change in the living room part, but I had to get ready and put on my costume and everything for Halloween. I'm pretty sure I was the girl from The Ring, Samara, and I had to hand out candy with all these people waiting in my room, and to me it was just hilarious. I don't know why. It was also embarrassing because all these people had to see me get like really hyper about handing out candy, and that was just raw, unadulterated me. There was also a ton of people who like saw my character handing out the candy during trick-or-treating, like in the hallway, and they were like, F no, we are not going to that room. Another side story, Red August was just dumping so much baby powder in the bedroom on the bed during the diaper changes that all this like baby powder had collected on my comforter. So when I came home that night after like a long night of partying or whatever, I came back to my room. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I just flopped on my bed. I like turned around and I just flopped down like this. And this huge cloud of baby powder arose from my flopping. And at the corner of my eye, I could see this like white shape just lift up, and I screamed because I thought it was a ghost. Number 2 was that time at Capcon 2020 during the Halloween festivities when I turned my room into a mini haunted house. Oh, that was so just warm and cozy. It was right after I had to help judge. I was one of the judges for the Halloween costume contest, and it ran late, so I had to like run upstairs to my room and set everything up. I had already decorated it the day before, I think, or maybe that morning of. And I opened my doors for the trick-or-treaters, and thankfully my friend, the Kyle movie, was outside kind of organizing the line. So not everyone just kind of came in. So it was like, you know, one group of trick-or-treaters at a time. And that was just so heartwarming that I could make those Capcon memories and trick-or-treat memories. So the third one would be my first Diaperactive. My first Diaperactive. Not Diaperactive in general. My first Diaperactive was 2019. And I road tripped down there with 2 local friends. We had a hotel room nearby, and the entire trip was just so memorable with all the checks and changes and going out beforehand, just going out to eat at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank and just watching them be little and cute the entire time. But I didn't know what to expect with Diaperactive, but when I walked in there, it was mind-blowing. It was just mind-blowing. Just seeing all the cute diaper people hanging out at the bar. The bartenders were diapered. There was a diapered go-go dancer, and it was just like heaven. What I thought heaven would be like. It happened to me. And yeah, I had some very pervy moments, of course. And I met a ton of people. I was just overwhelmed. When people say, oh my goodness, I went to, you know, this event and I got overwhelmed, I felt like that's what happened to me. There was just so much going on, and there was so much diapers. There were so many diapers I wanted to check. There was one point where I was on my knees. I remember I was snooping people's diapers. Apparently, now there is like a no snooping rule at Diaperactive, but people were just still doing it anyway. I'm sorry, if I went there like now and I saw that rule, I don't know if I could take that seriously. Number 4 is kissing my favorite play partner for the first time. And I know it isn't fair to play favorites, but that's what the reality is. There are people that I see more often or that I'm into more, and that's just the reality. So he is my favorite. We've had a long history of him being a client and just many years, I guess, of build-up. And him, well, me being able to share in his journey with diapers and pegging and all this other stuff. And I think I was peeing in his diaper, and we were talking about something really intimate. And I just leaned down and I kissed him, and it was that feeling of that first kiss was amazing. And I feel really bad picking favorites because I know that some of my play partners might be listening to this. I am sorry. I think the year was 2022, or was it 2023? I think it was 2022. Anyways, it was just a nice, sexy, very intimate moment that I can't be replicated. You know what it's like having your first kiss. Number 5 was doing my Polynesian performance at the Capcon 2019 talent show. I had done a Polynesian performance in 2018 as well. 2019 was very memorable because I incorporated the haka, the Maori haka, at the end of it. And it's very rare that I get to do something that's masculine, because in my normal performance life, I have to do the girly stuff because I'm a female dancer and I always have to be smiling and stuff. And in the haka, I get to not smile. And it was also very memorable that year because it was still in the whole old hotel where there was an atrium in the middle and all the balconies kind of surrounded us and went up all 6 stories. And I remember I started performing and there were so many people like out lining all the balconies all the way up, and people were talking and partying, but when I did the haka, it got so silent. I had everyone's eyes and everyone was watching, and I don't think I was aware of it at that moment, but it felt really, really good to do a performance that I wanted to do that was completely me and just having everyone's attention. I remember when it ended, the applause was like really loud and it felt really good. Oh geez, how many of these moments are based on my ego? Probably a lot of them. So I did the same performance at West Coast Jungle Gym, and I did win. I won the talent show just for appearance, not, you know, overall. And I did get sashed. So that was a nice memory as well, the West Coast Jungle Gym memories. I am wearing my t-shirt from 2019. That was our second year of it. So it was the kindergarten year. I guess the first year was a preschool year. Number 6. Oh geez, number 6 is another Capcon 2020 memory. I swear, not all my favorite memories have to do with going to ABDL conventions, but a lot of them do. Peeing in Ultra Pampers diaper in the car behind the White Castle. I don't know why that was so memorable. It was just a hot moment. And there were 2 other people in the car, and one of them has now passed. It was just fun having them watch, and I was dressed as a nurse. I'm not a nurse, by the way. Oh geez. I was dressed as a nurse, and I did have my microphone in my pocket. So as I was peeing in his diaper and then grinding on it, I was wanding. I was using this over there. You get the gist. And then I remember I leaned back and then I leaned on the horn. And we all started laughing. And granted, this is behind the freaking White Castle. Was it still open? I don't remember. It was pretty late at night. Number 7. So a little bit of backstory. I organize some of the ABDL munches in Las Vegas, and I had started organizing them again, I think in fall of 2021. And in summer of 2022, I decided, instead of a park location, let's bring them into a private place. So I rented a private venue, and it just happened to be that the couple that own the house, they also did like BDSM parties, so they were super open about it. She's like, yeah, you can use all the equipment, you're welcome to use all the rooms. And it was the first munch in the private location in the summer of 2022, and I didn't know how it was gonna go down, but it went really well. And a ton of people came and they got to be themselves, wear whatever they wanted. There was a private backyard and a private pool, and it was a great turnout. I think it was around 60 people. And I remember the owners of Changing Times came by, and she had made cupcakes. That was so nice. It was just a nice turnout. Sometimes the munches can get really stressful because as a host I have to like make sure I take the money and then orient everyone on like what's happening, where to put their food, where to get the drinks, and the rules, and give them the tour of the house. So it is a lot. I feel like I don't get a lot out of them as they're going on, but when I think back on the memories and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a great event and people really liked it. It's all ego. I'm fully ego driven. So number 8, oh no, number 8 is a convention memory. It is when I did my pervy bedtime stories at Capcon 2020. I had the best intentions to read pervy stories and have some pervy fun with a group of people. I didn't know who was going to attend, but I remember the room was full. People were sitting lined up all around my room, and I started reading the stories, and they weren't pervy enough, and then I just pivoted and I decided to ask them, okay, what are your favorite memories? What are your favorite things about ABDL? And in a circle, people started sharing their stories and things that they're grateful for. And I think someone mentioned me in like helping them with their journey and then of course I started crying because I cry very easily and I cry at like everything. So I started crying, and then other people started crying, and then it's just turned into this sharing circle. And it was just a nice, intimate moment with everyone in that room sharing things that they're thankful for. And just, it was just intimate. And there was definitely a lot of crying. Guys were crying, not just the girls. I don't know if everybody cried. I don't think everyone did. But I was, once I start crying, I can't stop. Number 9 is completing 104 weekly YouTube videos. I think I missed 1 week of it, but I set a goal for myself in 2020 when I started my YouTube channel. I was like, I'm gonna do 52 YouTube videos once a week for the entire year. That's 52, right? Well, after a year, I did it. And I'm like, I'm gonna go for another year. I'm gonna see if I can do 104 YouTube videos of all different topics. And I completed it. And I felt so good. Because YouTube is like my little escape, my little corner of the world. It's different from all my social medias. It's my own platform where I could talk about whatever I want. I can have whatever guests I want on here, and it's all mine. And whether you watch it or not, it's kind of like whatever. I mean, I'm very grateful for those that watch and support my channel. But it is my little fun escape that's just not work stuff. And yeah, 104 is pretty good, I think. It's been 5 whole years now. and it's kind of been off and on the last few years, but while I did that first 2 years, I really pushed myself to be creative, to think of things to talk about, to come up with very helpful topics that I thought would help other people in this and help with their acceptance. And yes, I did it. That's my little goal. I achieved it. I felt like I did something in life. All right, we're at number 10, the last one, and that would be hearing all the great feedback from session clients about how they felt during and after the sessions. And I've gotten a lot. Sometimes they tell me verbally, sometimes they put it as a review when I still had reviews about myself on this one group in FetLife, and sometimes it came in an email after they reflect on the session and they can really articulate what they got out of it. And a lot of it is, you know, helping them accept who they are in their journey and how life-changing it was. And that blows my mind. Like, what I did can be helpful and therapeutic and positive in their lives, and I feel really grateful for that. You know, sometimes it sinks in and sometimes it doesn't. I feel like I'm not as like thankful and grateful as I should be. I'm kind of an a-hole in real life, if you know me. But it is nice to hear that, and it's nice to be part of this long journey that they have within ABDL, age play, and diapers. So thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of it, and thank you for watching this and letting me share my favorite moments with you. There's so many others. Like, okay, let's just talk about some other favorite moments that come to mind. One of them was going to a theme park during the Halloween festivities at Busch Gardens with my diapered friend, the Kyle movie, and we just had such a fun night going through haunted houses and doing all the roller coasters while he was padded. And then we went back to my Airbnb and had some more padded fun. And I just remember it was so late and we were just having so much fun. I think we fell asleep. I think I fell asleep with my hand on his diaper. That was really cute. Okay, most of my memories are going to be Halloween ones or Halloween related ones, so I feel like maybe we should just gloss over that. Thank you. When I make these videos, I don't know if it's going to be my last or not. I often think, okay, how long do I want to keep this going? How much fuel do I still have? Do I just want to live like a private life and stop all my social medias? I don't know, but who knows? Just don't expect anything from me, please. I hope you enjoyed all these moments, and yeah, live your best life. Bye!